Hey, we've got a new mod for the Toyota Tacoma, and I'm actually pretty excited about this one. Now, I get excited for all mods that I do, but for some reason, this one is just ratcheting it up a little bit. Now, what I've got, take a look, it's right here. That is a turn-down exhaust pipe, right? It's just a little pipe. It's only about yay long. You saw in the picture. But what's the purpose of it, and why am I doing it? Well, first of all, I cannot stand this giant tube on the back of the truck. It's got to go. You know, the rear end of the 2024 Tacoma looks pretty darn awesome, right? Until you see that big honking exhaust pipe sticking out on the side. I really don't like it. Might be a pet peeve kind of thing, but I don't really care for side exit exhausts anyway. I wouldn't have a problem with that pipe, honestly, if there were two of them and they were shooting straight out of the back of the truck. Kind of like a Ram Rebel I had years ago. So, I had somebody, I think somebody sent me a picture of this or an application, or I think I saw it on my Facebook group, which, by the way, there is a link down below if you want to join that group. Check it out. Lots of good stuff, lots of good people on there. It's growing quick, and check it out. So anyway, I think that's where I saw it. Somebody posted a picture of it, and there's really two purposes for it, I guess. One, I already mentioned. It's to get rid of the nasty looking exhaust pipe that's on the back right now. And I will say, on my truck, it did have the blackout package on it. So they added that black exhaust tip, I guess, to cover up just the chrome or silver looking end. All it really did was make it even bigger. All it really did was present something, I guess, that catches the eye even more, because I always see it when I look back there. So it definitely was not an improvement for me. It's got to go, and it's gonna go. The second reason for it is to get a little bit more clearance, I guess, underneath if you're into off-roading, and if you're into off-roading in areas that, you know, are more severe, I guess. Maybe have a lot of things sticking up on the trail, maybe a lot of divots and things where you dip down and can catch things on that pipe. And I can see that. I'm not a big off-roader, rather. Doesn't mean I'm opposed to it, just no real opportunities where I'm at. Strangely enough, you would think in Texas, of all places, this is deep South Texas, there would be a lot of places where you could go off-road, but the problem is most of the land around here is farmed, and farmers really don't like you tearing up their crops, right? Running through their fields, plus it's Texas. You never know what might happen if you're out there doing something like that. I think the closest off-road park to me is about 4 hours away, something like that. That's an 8-hour round trip, plus the time that you're going to spend doing the off-roading, and then if anything bad were to happen, you're 4 hours away from home, right? Not really a good alternative for me. I wish I was closer, or it was closer. But anyway, the other point, I guess, or the other purpose of it, getting up in the air so that you can clear things off-road, both at the tailpipe end, which, again, here it is, and throughout that whole little run underneath the truck. Now, what I don't like about the way Toyota did this, you've got a pipe in the back, right? You've got the exhaust tip, and then it goes in and under, and then there is a pretty good size resonator under there. The resonator has to go as well, because how you install this is you follow that pipe up until its connection point, which is right behind, I guess, the muffler, and there's two screws, like there are with many exhaust systems, right? There's two screws. You take those off, you remove that whole long piece, and it's probably, I'd guess it's somewhere, just eyeing it, between 4.5 to 5 feet long, something like that. And by the way, a couple of the installs that I've seen on this, the guys seem to have a little bit of a problem pulling that pipe out once they have it disconnected, because of its angle, I guess. There's just not enough clearance if you're on the ground to be able to tilt it around and pull it off. So I may see if I can fit my truck on my lift, since I have the wider stance on the tires in the front. I don't know if it'll fit on the lift anymore. Hopefully it will, because if I can get it on the lift, then I'll put it up in the air and I shouldn't have any issues at all pulling that older or existing exhaust pipe with resonator off. We shall see. If not, I may jack up a side of it. That's one way that I've seen people be able to get enough clearance to angle that thing out, is to kind of jack up the side of the truck. I may have to do that, I don't know. Or worst case, if it really drives me nuts, I'll just pull out a Sawzall and cut the frickin' pipe off and be done with it. That's what I'd like to do. There is one thing that I'm concerned with in doing this, and that is going to be the sound. I mentioned it has a resonator. That is designed to alter the sound, right? And I don't mind if I get a little bit throatier, gruff sound out of the exhaust. That actually will be a benefit to me. However, if I get a noise that's tinny or just obnoxious, and I don't expect that to happen. The couple of reports that I've seen, people that have done this did not have that issue. They didn't have any real big sound problems once they took it off. There is one more thing I guess I should address that I'm concerned with, and that is back pressure. You know, everything that is between the end of the exhaust, the tailpipe, on up to the manifold puts back pressure on the system, right? And the truck is set up for that. I mean, it's tuned to accommodate all of that. My little slight concern is that by getting rid of the resonator, I'm going to eliminate some of that existing back pressure. Now, is that going to cause a problem in the system? The other thing is it's a turbo, right? Are turbos more sensitive to those kind of things? I don't know. From the folks that I've seen that have done this, they haven't had any issues. In other words, they haven't had any check engine lights come on, which is my concern. So that's kind of the other reason I don't want to destroy that pipe, cut it, is because if I have issue, I will put it back on. And of course, I'll let you guys know as usual in case you're interested in doing this. By the way, I am not sponsored by the company that I got this from. I will leave a note down below if you want to check it out if you're interested. It's not the cheapest thing out of there. If I recall, it was about $86 to $90 with tax and all. So for that little pipe, about $80 to $90. Yeah, it's not the cheapest thing out there, but for me, it's well worth it. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Of course, as usual, there will be an install video coming up, so you'll be able to see me actually put this thing on and hear what it sounds like. We'll do a little bit of a before and after. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.